Welcome back, everybody, to yet another short video of what's going on. I am your host, Jacob Carlson, and today in this short video, I want to just simply talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or MCU for short. Now, why in this particular case? Well, mainly for one reason. There is an upcoming Marvel movie that's going to be out in theaters in July of 2024, just after my birthday this year. So I'm going to be real excited to see that when the time comes, and basically that's it on that. Also, the other reason I want to talk about the MCU is basically the last 15 or so years of Marvel movies that came out since the year 2008, essentially. And I'm going to try to explain the best that I can in a short, simplified overview timeline of events for the MCU. So bear with me. You can easily look up the details on the internet afterwards. So here we go. Starting back in the year 2008, the very first movie of the MCU was a movie called Iron Man, starring Robert Downey Jr. as the quintessential billionaire contractor for the government that ends up getting captured by the enemy, by the bad guys, and ends up building a robotic suit in order to escape his captors. And one thing leads to another. A few years down the road, he ends up teaming up with these other characters, which is Captain America, who was frozen in ice for 70 years since the days of the Second World War, essentially. He has his own movie. He also teams up with the Norse god of thunder, Thor, from the realm of Asgard, of all places. He has his own movie as well. And then also Nick Fury, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and of course the Incredible Hulk as well. Um, Essentially, they all teamed up in a movie called The Avengers, which was released back in 2012, over 10 years ago now. And I went to see that one with my dad, and I really loved it. It was like the first big superhero crossover that I've seen at all. So, and it won't be the last time that would happen. A few years down the road, they'd have a few more crossovers, and since then they introduced a whole bunch of other characters, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and a few other characters here and there, and there's just so many. They, there's just so many characters to keep track of. I can't really think of all of them right now, and a few memorable bad guys that also popped up that became kind of anti-heroes essentially, but not all of them. The character of Loki, who is Thor's adoptive brother from the land of the frost giants, essentially. He's had quite an interesting story arc right up until recently, right now, and basically I don't know what's going to happen to him next right now. And then of course there was a character of Ultron, which was an evil AI or artificial intelligence created by Iron Man in the first place to protect the world, but now wanted to destroy it in the first place. So that's what happened in the second Avengers movie called Age of Ultron back in 2015. And then, of course, there was another villain, another bad guy that was sitting behind the scenes this entire time, waiting for all the dominoes to fall in the right place to appear. And this character was known as the Mad Titan Thanos, which is a big purple dude that was like 7 or 8 feet tall and wearing a golden glove, wielding the Infinity Stones, essentially, in which all that is like a handheld super weapon, essentially. And basically, in the third Avengers movie, Infinity War, released back in 2018, he wins. There's one instance where they did not win. The Avengers did not win. They lost, and because they were not together when they were fighting him, and that's how they lost in the first place. The following year, in 2019, Avengers Endgame comes out. They not only fight Thanos, they also travel back in time to retrieve the Infinity Stones themselves in order to bring back all the people that was lost in the first place, because this whole detail of being dusted for 5 years and then coming back after 5 years was pretty insane to say the least. But that would only be scratching the surface. The first 10 years from Iron Man to Endgame was what would be known as phases 1, 2, and 3, called the Infinity Saga. And phases 4, 5, and eventually 6 are currently being referred to, at least for now, as the Multiverse Saga. Because the events of Avengers Endgame allowed the Avengers to time travel into their own past and allowed Loki from 2012 to escape with the Tesseract, of all things, one of the Infinity Stones, and get apprehended by the Time Variance Authority, or the TVA, and reveals that there's an entire organization that polices and monitors all of time that was secretly run by a time traveling space king known as He Who Remains, also known as Kang the Conqueror, and all the different versions of himself that we were going to meet throughout all the multiverse, essentially. So basically, all these other secondary characters that were introduced since Endgame, and also kind of a where are they now kind of storylines, where what happened to this character, what happened to that character after the events of Endgame. It's just been pretty exciting to say the least. The multiverse, and they've been introducing the X-Men, the Eternals, and as well as Deadpool right now, because in July of this year in 2024, just after my birthday, they're going to introduce Deadpool and Wolverine and most of the other X-Men into the MCU once and for all, and I cannot be more excited about that. Simply put, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is awesome, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I could talk about I could talk about it more, but I'm running out of time right now. So with that being said, my name is Jacob Carlson, and I'm a huge fan of the MCU. Obviously, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with all the people you know and love, and be sure to be nice to each other, take care of each other out there, and as always, I will see you in the next couple of videos. Okay, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.